You guys, welcome to today's task. For today's task, we are actually moving forward on the house. We are setting all of our footing boards. These guys are here right now and they're using some cool technology, which is what I'm most excited about. Back in the day, you used to just kind of pick a corner and set it, and then you base the house like perimeter off of that. And it worked really, really well, but it took some time. You'd have to be, know right where your corners are, or know where your property lines are. And while we know where ours are, they're really far away and they're hard to kind of pinpoint. So they're using new technology that creates like a CAD drawing. They're using this. This is a total station. So it creates points that they've predetermined on the computer that will tell them exactly where they're at with kind of the remote. So you've seen me use a laser that shows, height wise and whatnot. It's a similar system. The difference is now is they can get points all the way around. And they have used GPS before, but the problem is GPS and your architectural drawings and your structural drawings sometimes don't line up that well because GPS can be off. There's variances. This has like a 0 tolerance. So it's dead on accurate, which is pretty cool and makes me excited because I've been worried a little bit about having my trusses ordered already, having my lumber ordered already, and something possibly being off. Because if your trusses are wrong, once you've ordered them, it's your cost that you got to eat. So these guys are doing it accurate to the drawings, which is what we ordered the trusses to the drawings. So we should be spot on. All right, good news is the hole we dug fits the house. It's tight on a few spots. We are actually running into a few corners that are going to be a little bit tight, but it's going to work just fine. And now that they've mapped it out pretty much perfectly, they've gone ahead and mapped out this string line, which is the outermost dimension of the foundation wall. So this is actually a bay window in the garage. Some of these are continuations for footings to go underneath like the full floor, so that beams and pillars and stuff like that can be stacked on that. Because at the end of the day, this is holding up the entire weight of the whole house. In the meantime, we had a little visitor from the power company. They came in to examine my work and they were like, it's no go. They were actually really excited about it being done this far, but they were like, a few things have got to change. This box has got to come up a foot. It's too shallow. This meter cannot be hung by strut. So I've seen multiple sets of these done by strut, but they were like, no bueno here. We want rigid pipe, which rigid electrical pipe right now is $200 for 10 feet. It's outrageous. So $400 just for the 2 poles. Then this needs to be rigid as well, they want. So there's another section of that we got to buy. So we're going to be $600 in rigid pipe. Nobody said construction was cheap. I am saving, however, on doing the labor myself. Not a big deal, it stinks, but we've got to pretty much start that over. Realistically, it's not gonna be bad. We know what we gotta do, we've got the layout done. All these upper struts will be just fine. We just gotta change the other ones. Well, while they are continuing our footing and foundation down below, I am trying to bury this junction box up here. Now you've all seen me set that. You saw the video behind that. And if you haven't, I'll link it in the description. But I am trying to get as much of this material kind of pushed back up here. And driving this guy uphill is scarier than all get out. I don't know if there's a learning curve. I just haven't gotten used to. So I got it as far as I could, and then it got to the point where the front end was tipping back. So we went away from that. So I turned it around, and now I'm just using the bucket backwards and just pushing it back, and that seems to be working really, really well. So this project's moving along. You guys, we are officially formed, wired, and tied and ready for footings. Footings come in a couple days. Right now there is a shortage of concrete powder, the cement, and because of that they're scheduling everybody out so that it's kind of divided as much across the valley as possible so that not one like construction group is just getting all of it. So they kind of schedule every job. You're a few days out. There is a chance they could have it earlier, but I doubt it. And they told me don't plan on that. We'll call you if it changes, but let's plan on Monday. So I want to just show a few things. There's a few requirements that have to be done when it comes to doing all of your rebar through your footing and foundation. All of this is actually tied together. This entire perimeter is connected all the way down, below, all the way up, down, over. How they do it is they weave rebar. They'll take these long pieces and bend them. They'll connect them to these, and then they're tied at multiple locations. That way the concrete will bind it. And if you look at rebar, a stick of rebar is no different than just a solid piece of metal other than one way, these little ridges. Now, I don't know if that's part of the rebar name, ridge bar. Maybe that's what it stands for. I don't know. Anyway, what I do know is those ridges make it so that the concrete will surround that, and then this won't slip in any way. It really secures this. So with it all the way tied, now our entire form of concrete is really, really strong. See, steel by itself is strong. Concrete by itself is strong, but not strong enough. But if you combine the two, it becomes this unbreakable bond in construction, so much that it is the base for almost all architecture now, especially sky rises, things like that. It changed everything when they started combining steel and concrete and then binding them together in a certain way. So this thing is ready to take the house load on top of it. Something I want to show you is these pads right here. These pads are for pillars that are going to sit on top later on when the house is built. You'll have the front porch, and then it cantilevers over on trusses, and then it has to sit on a beam that goes this way, and that's where these come in. These pads are thick enough and strong enough to hold that beam and support it. And then it cantilevers back out to this back wall. The whole reason they're called footing is because they're wide enough and they're the base of the house. They're wide so they won't sink into the ground, hopefully. They won't shift. They just don't move. If you were to just do a wall around this, like the foundation wall, and it was only 8 inches deep, it will sink into the ground. There's no question about it. So you have that footing on there. It becomes sort of a shoe for you to stand on and not sink into. It kind of gives you that wider profile. Hence they're called footings, the feet of the house.
Hello.
Tomorrow we have our inspection. The inspector has to see this. There's really only a few inspections on the home. Ultimately, this is the very first one. They're gonna come out and make sure that this is all tied together properly. Now, an inspector is not checking to make sure that it is done dimensionally to your house. So you better have a good contractor to make sure that this is built to fit your house, because the inspector's job is not to do that. He's just to make sure that all of the proper safety are taken care of, that it's structurally sound. So even if you're a foot bigger than your house is supposed to be, or a foot smaller than your house is supposed to be, he's just gonna make sure that structurally it's not going anywhere. So we have that inspection, and then they'll come in, after this is poured, we'll do the foundation, and they'll wire it up and form it up just like this. Then there's another inspection on that. So those are the two inspections that you have for the base of your house. And once those are done, we'll start framing. So you guys, next week, we will show you how we pour this, what we use, and what the inspector says. If you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. If you guys have missed any of our videos, I will link this playlist down in the description below, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos we are putting out in the new house build. Until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye guys. It will sink into this house. What do you call that?
It's a total station.
This thing is completely impenetrable. Well, a total, what's it called again?
Total station.
So what is super cool is we're using, and that's the same kind of, it's simpler, sorry, these guys, starting up brick, or if you guys are new to the channel,